What a terrific film. And it was a big, big hit when it was released. One of the last of the big movie musicals made by the studio that used to specialize in them, MGM. And back with me to talk about the movie and the man who directed it, Charles Walters, is biographer Brent Phillips. Now, I love this movie. I think it's so entertaining. What do you feel about it?
I do like the movie because what I love about it is, again, it's a great movie musical, and it is the last true movie musical to come out of Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer,
right,
the studio that brought the greatest movie musicals of all time. So you can look at it like that, and Chuck is working with Harve Presnell, as we mentioned, in his film debut, and he's got that beautiful, beautiful voice. His great friend Audrey Christie's in it as Mrs. McGraw, this snob from Denver, and it's just there are so many layers, and Peter Gennaro is able to do magnificent choreography on this film.
Now, why did they pick him instead of, say, have Chuck Walters be the choreographer?
Basically, it was because I believe that Peter Gennaro had done the dances on Broadway.
Okay.
I think Shirley, you know, I think she had wanted somebody else, somebody who had been working with her for a long time, but then basically they brought Peter in. And when I was able to speak with dancer Grover Dale, who's one of the Molly Brown stepbrothers in this, he didn't even really know that, you know, Charles Walters was the director, because Chuck would he was very unassuming. He would come to the rehearsals, but there was always, being a choreographer himself, there was that tacit understanding that you don't, as the director, you don't interfere with the choreographer.
Right.
You watch it and you figure out how best you're going to capture it with your Panavision lens and everything. But so, you know, Grover was just surprised that this quiet, unassuming person was this amazing Hollywood director. And he said after, you know, many years after, when he saw what Charles Walters had accomplished, he said he couldn't believe that he didn't know who he was when he was making Molly Brown. But so Peter Gennaro got to do those magnificent dances, and Debbie just threw herself into the part from the beginning. And she is, when you talk about the quintessential movie comedy actress who could do everything, that acting performance is magnificent, her singing is magnificent, and her dancing, she is really dancing amazingly in this film.
Well, after this film, Chuck Walters made only one more movie.
Correct.
And that was Walk, Don't Run, which he made not at MGM, not a musical.
Correct.
But a comedy he did for Columbia Pictures, starring Cary Grant.
Yes.
And for a little tip for everybody, if they want to write it on a calendar, it's going to be showing here on TCM in 4 days on December 30th, Walk, Don't Run, so they can see that at that time.
It is a great movie.
And it's a great movie, very entertaining.
Great way for him to go out.
Yes. So now we're going to move on. Meanwhile, for our next film here, we're going to go back 4 years to a comedy Charles Walters directed for MGM in 1960. It's a comedy starring Doris Day and David Niven, based on a best-selling book by Gene Kerr.
Tonight on TCM's Friday Night Spotlight, Doris Day and David Niven struggle to keep their clan together in Please Don't Eat the Daisies. Then Shirley MacLaine goes native in Two Loves, and Mickey Rooney needs to straighten up and fly right in Summer Holiday.